your shirt matches my couch.
Warrior color.
Yeah. So anyway, that's did you guys go through the online storytelling and interaction videos?
No.
Yes.
Okay, no. It's all right, no worries. So let's look at, so what about postures? Remember, did you do the homework with the postures?
Sorry, Arthur, I didn't do the homework, but I understand, their postures because I use it very regularly in my training. And
Awesome.
it's also in my coaching school. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I wasn't very sure about exactly the assignment, so I didn't end up.
No worries, no worries. Prava, did you do the video? I didn't receive anything from you yet.
Okay. I did, but just last minute I did for one topic. Okay. Just in a sitting position, just see whatever you all want to give some feedback or not.
All right. Okay. So here's what we'll do is let's just kind of do it here since you guys haven't really done it. So we'll do that now. What about the action training attitude video? Did you guys watch that?
That means the video, I watched all the videos, but I'm not sure which video that you are referring to.
This is the number 3, video number 3, out of 5, 6, 5.
I think I did watch.
There is the online storytelling and interaction, right? I watched all those videos there.
Okay.
The other one on the facilitating online exercises, halfway through.
Okay, so that one we haven't technically got to yet, but the yeah. Okay, so the action training attitude. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's start. Let's just do something with doing some of the postures. All right. So remember, the assignment is basically to talk about your stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with, let's say we'll start with the warrior posture, and then we'll go into the child posture. All right. So we just kind of do that from a very beginning. So we'll start with, okay. All right. Today we are going to be looking at the different postures that we can use in an online training program. And so what's going to happen is that we are also going to have some fun. Okay, so let's have a little bit of fun when we move forward. Let's do it. Okay, now that's talking about online training. Okay, so Prabha, tell me about safety using the warrior and the child.
Good. Okay. But suddenly you ask me to do, then we have to change the warrior posture, you see. Okay, now we are here to learn about fire prevention. You know, everybody knows about fire, right? Fire is heat and it can kill us. So once we talk about fire, there will be something that suddenly you are, yes. So while we are using, we are talking about fire, we will be starting to use the fire extinguisher, which you will use like Star Wars. Sorry.
Okay, all right. Now, remember, in order to do the posture, you don't have to be loud, right? Okay, so you can do the warrior posture in a very low end. All right, today you are going to focus and you are going to make sure that you are on target with the training. All right. So
all right.
You're going to tell us about how hot fire actually is. Okay, so there's the warrior posture, right? Okay, so you got there's a warrior posture, and then you can go from the intense warrior posture where you're looking directly at the camera. You're not looking at anything else. You're looking right into the camera. And
All right.
you know, it's like looking into the people's eyes right there. You can see it. Okay. And then suddenly, now remember that you switch your posture. Remember that you know, the posture itself changes your mood. Okay. All right. So exactly how hot is fire? Is it like hotter than chocolate chip cookies? Or are we dealing with some serious potential dangers right here when we have a fire problem?
Okay. Actually, in face-to-face training, I believe that we used to do that, but suddenly when you ask, I'm sorry.
Prava, this is
Yeah.
not. This is an online
Yes.
trainer certification. This
Yeah.
are you in the wrong place? But
Yeah. Well, we have to be prepared, lah. Yeah. I understand.
okay, okay, go ahead. Try again. Try again.
Can you give me 1 minute? Somebody is looking for me. Can someone else
I
take
think they're
charge
just
first?
watching you. You're embarrassed, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, give me a few minutes.
All right. Okay, Munis, you want to try?
I have not even prepared anything. You're asking me to go give it a go.
Just
Okay.
yeah. Just tell us normal stuff that you would normally tell us for your program, but you do it in start with warrior, okay, and then move to child.
Okay. Uh, probably I will do something on a program that I used to do in the office. Yeah. Not on relationship, but on culture. All right. So, so everyone, welcome to today's program. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about compelling culture, what it really means, and how we can actually connect it with the 4 key behaviors that we have in Sibelco. Now, the most important thing that we need to understand from this is what are the different types of behaviors that we need to practice after learning all these 4 key behaviors. Got it?
Okay,
That's it.
so now let's look at the postures. Was that warrior and child? That was emperor. You started off with emperor. The emperor posture. Hey man, because we're gonna learn the 4 postures, the four values. Okay, so you're in emperor posture, and then you kind of went into a little bit of lover posture, and then you did end with a child. So you did 3 postures, but warrior wasn't one of them. Okay, so let's try it. Just try warrior. Just try it. All right. Okay. So first of all, okay, are you ready to learn about culture? Are you ready to learn about culture?
Ready to learn about culture.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, there you go. Look at it. Oh, nice. Now I see the face kind of crinkles up like that, and you can see it really good. Good job. All right, Munis. Right. Okay, Johannes. You notice what is Johannes's normal posture?
Child posture.
Yeah, no. Johannes's normal posture is always the lover posture. You never notice he's like always the lover posture. It's like, hey guys, I'm here to help you guys out. Don't worry about it, man. You're okay. I'm okay. We're all okay. You notice he's got that kind of lover posture? You can just look at him and just kind of feel it, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, right. John is warrior, then child.
Okay, welcome all the participants of the online course of the hypnosis. So today I will share to you all the things about hypnosis. I will share to you all the idea of what is hypnosis and how to apply it in the daily life. So we will make it as a fun way. We will make all become fun because we will play from the beginning until the end of the course.
Okay, all right. And then see, now you can see how even just playing with postures, you can make it a little bit fun and funny, right?
Okay, just like
And
that.
yeah, that was good. I thought it was good. What do you guys think? You think it was good?
Yep.
All right, Prabha, you ready?
Yep. Give me 1 minute. Let me get ready my posture first.
Okay, remember, actually do the posture and then you'll just feel it. You don't have to, if you just do that, you just kind of tense your body, you feel the energy and you don't have to pretend to do it. You just do it. It just comes out naturally. And when it comes out naturally, you appear to be more authentic, more realistic, and you're able to really, live and that mood and express that mood to other people.
All
Okay,
right,
ready?
guys, are you ready to feel the heat of fire and how we can prevent the fire from injuring us? At the end of the day, we are going to feel how to use the fire extinguisher, like how the Star Wars using his knives, and prevent, or we can put off the fire easily. Is that okay?
What do you guys think? You want to give him some feedback?
Please, please.
I think you started off very well. I think you started off as a warrior. I think though you don't really have to, be loud, but still, there was a bit of a warrior energy there. Yeah, that's
Okay,
what I noticed.
okay.
But
Warriors,
so
okay.
then what happened
Just
was
the tire.
it tapered off. It became less warrior. But I didn't really see the finishing off, which is the child. I didn't really see that.
Okay, okay.
Okay, Johannes, any feedback for Prabha?
I see the Prabha is from the warrior is okay. The warrior is very good, but when shift to child is see not can see the child posture. So the child
Okay,
is a
okay.
little off.
I didn't really think that was a very good warrior though, Prabha. I mean, you're kind of like, do you know that your normal posture is more warrior than when you're trying to be warrior?
Okay, okay. I'll do.
Do you guys notice that? When he's trying to be
Yeah.
warrior, he sucks at it. But when the normal way, he's always normally got the warrior posture. Okay, and like this is he sucks, right? And then he's got that posture. He's like this, okay, and so then you don't you just kind of go with it. Just go with that normal posture that you normally have, and maybe just kind of a little bit more focused, tense your body up a little bit more, and it'll happen.
All right, all right, all right. Thank you, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So now, okay, so the idea is to be able to transition. So remember that, this is, people are looking at your freaking head, man. Okay, there's not like, hot girls in bikinis, jumping off of airplanes and stuff and, car chases or anything. I mean, we're basically looking at a head and like the top part of the body. That's the most thing that we've got. So if we're not able to make that exciting, well, then, we're going to have some problems online, right?
Yep.
That was a question, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so let's try a couple of other things. Now, let's go ahead and now I want you to do something that would require the lover posture. So you go from lover to emperor. Lover to emperor, all right? So you're going to start out, let's just kind of give an example. So one of the things that I really appreciate about this small course is that you guys are so involved and you really make an effort to learn and build and develop yourself. And, because you really have that foundation of desire to really be great, that's going to make a huge impact in your ability to improve not only the quality of the training, but the participants' lives that attend your training. Okay, so you start kind of, you know, with a lover posture. So, okay, lover posture, you're kind of like this, and then you kind of go up. So remember, lover posture, you should lean in, right? Because you're just kind of like, you know, it's kind of like, you know, you're connecting with that person, right? So you just kind of look at them, you know, hey, look into my eyes, look into my eyes. You see me? Okay. And so you got that whole thing going, right? And you can kind of have a little bit of fun with it. Okay. You know, the lower octave voice, you know, just kind of as you move towards the camera, but then the emperor posture comes back out. Okay. And so now, you know, you're helping people to achieve that greater level of awesomeness. Okay. And so, okay, we good with that?
Yep.
All right, Prabha, you get to go first. Okay, lover to emperor. You ready? Go.
We are here to learn about fire safety. So when you learn about fire safety, when you make sure the fire hazard at your house is mitigated, we will ensure our family is safe. So do you want your family to be safe? At the same time, we apply, we see, we identify hazard, we take action so that the fire risk can be mitigated immediately at your house and to ensure that your family lives happily. Thank you. That's all, Mata.
All right, so what's the feedback? Okay, Muniz, Johannes, give us some feedback.
I think initially when his voice was very mellow and you know, very soft, so he was leaning forward. So there was the lower posture that I saw, and his voice was also very steady. So so I was also leaning in to listen. So I was mimicking whatever that he was doing. So in that sense, I think that posture was good. And then when he came to the emperor, right? So he made his body big. He stood up, right? And then, you know, though his voice didn't come out very loudly, but when he made his body big, right, it made me feel like, oh, this is a big guy, you know. There's some status or something that's associated to it, maybe an emperor, you know. So that's how I saw it.
Johannes?
Skip. I don't hear. I just think my lovers.
Yes, Johannes. Any feedback?
All right, Johannes, you give it a shot.
Okay, if I see the lovers is not quite good because it's like you're not serious to making lovers. Yeah, maybe this is because the simulation, but maybe when you show it online the real condition, maybe you be more serious. Yes, usually we know that when we practice, it's hard to be serious. Yes, I know it. So, but if from this practice I see the lovers is not I cannot see the lovers in when you present it. Just that.
Okay.
All right. How about, okay, so Johannes, how about you? I mean, I thought this one was better than your warrior. You know, it was there was more feeling. Okay, I felt that at least. Okay, so that was at least I feel that you definitely improved on that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Johannes, how about you? Are you ready to do yours?
Okay. Okay, so before I said I want to know your opinion about hypnosis, I want to know your mind that that's first about hypnosis. Does hypnosis makes you scary or make you become positive? Just like that.
Okay, all right. Any feedback, Muniz?
I think it was quite the same I saw. I didn't see a variation. I don't know, maybe I was seeing like you were quite consistent. I didn't see a shift in the different types of energy. It's the same energy. That's what I saw.
Okay, Prabha?
You're on mute.
Same goes to me. I see it's what we call flat. The same tonation and thing. That's all.
All right.
And it was a very short presentation, so can't judge too much.
So one of the things, though, that remember the lover is fluid. Okay, when you were speaking, well, this and this and this and this. So there's like gaps, and the pauses are short and fast and abrupt, which is more of a warrior thing. Okay, while with the lover, you do have pauses, but it's because it's part of the flow that is when you are speaking. And that flow is like a song that is moving through the microphone into the computer as your words fall out of your mouth and into the heart of your participants. Okay, so it's the flow, right? Now, and then is, when you're coming to the emperor, it is also a flow, but it is now the voice sounds going up. See, the tonality moves up, while with the lover, it is low and simply outwards. Okay, so with the emperor, you go up and you look at the potential and the possibilities of what the audience can do. So you see, you can do that. So in this particular case, you did have some of the emperor elements in your speech, but the lover part, I didn't really feel that.
Okay.
You want to try again? Okay, try again.
So before I share, I want to know your opinion first about hypnosis. I want to know your mind database about hypnosis. Does hypnosis makes you scary, or hypnosis will make you become positive?
Okay, at least on the last part, at least you did just kind of go up there a little bit. Okay, so that was better. That was better.
Because I don't know what need to talk, because I don't have a preparation.
Okay, do me a favor then. Do this. Speak to me in Bahasa Indonesia.
Speak Indonesia.
Yeah. Bahasa Indonesia, lover into emperor.
Okay. How I explain?
Bahasa Indonesia is native language, so you should be able to speak it.
Oke, hari ini saya akan presentasikan sebuah topik. Saya akan sharingkan sebuah topik tentang hipnosis. Jadi,
that's not lover, man. Speak to me in Bahasa Indonesia in lover posture, and then move it to emperor. Lover, start with lover. Bahasa Indonesia, lover posture.
Oke, jadi hari ini sebelum saya sharingkan tentang hipnotis, saya ingin mengetahui saya ingin
Okay, feedback. Was it? Did you wait?
I thought he had that lower when he was in the beginning. I noticed a little bit of lower there because I was also leaning in to listen to what he was trying to say.
I need preparation because I am a systematic. I am a systematic people. So if not have preparation, my mind hard to connect what I need to talk. So usually before I make like a seminar or training, I make some preparation first.
All right.
Because I am stuck. In my mind, I need a structure. What the first thing I need to talk, the second thing I need to talk. So usually I make preparation first.
All right.
Suddenly my brain hard to make out what I need to talk.
Okay, all right. So Muniz, how about you?
All right, let's give it a go, yeah? Right. I think firstly it's important for us to realize how important culture is to our organization and how it actually connects to the four key behaviors that we have. Because as leaders, we know that our leadership shadow is impacted by the culture in the long run. So as leaders, we need to be aware of how this is impacting the organization. How's that?
Okay. Rama, what did you think?
Yeah, that's excellent, because from slow, and then you show that the emperor is great. Emperor is great.
Okay,
Okay, that's
Johannes.
Okay, when you show the lovers, the volume is too low, so the audience cannot hear.
Mm.
When you shift to amber, it's okay.
Okay.
The volume.
Mm, mm.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So now what? Now you can kind of feel this, right? You can kind of feel this a little bit. Okay. I thought it was really good. So I felt that you know, the whole thing. You know, you started. Remember though that even though that you are the lover, you don't have to be soft. You just need to have that low tone. But I thought you did it very well, and it came off, and you know, you had the whole thing. So yeah, awesome. That was awesome. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I am assuming that you tell stories in your training. Is that correct?
yes,
That was a question.
yes,
Okay.
I do.
Yeah, it depends on what training is it, and then at which point of the training.
Right, right. But there's usually some kind of story. I mean, Prabhu will probably tell some story about some guy that, you know, ended up getting burned on half of his body because he was careless. Um, but you know, and then you got Johannes, who, you know, is going to tell you how after hypnotizing this one you know, Indonesian artist, that she went on to becoming like, you know, top hits and stuff. And of course, you, Muniz, are going to talk about, you know, a personal story of you and your wife and your family, and you know how you just, you know, managed to create this amazing relationship, and how that you're helping others to manifest the same. I'm guessing.
Yes, 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 yes. A lot.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do now. We're going to actually practice the stories, but okay, so in the section on action training, okay, the action training attitude. Remember, what was one of the key things when we tell stories?
Emotional appeal. You have to, you know, the story has to be something that people are able to connect to, and it's also related to what are you talking about really in terms of your topic that you're presenting.
But it's also, again, remember, it's about getting the audience involved,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And how did we do that? How did we get the audience involved? By interrupting our own story with questions. Right? So we interrupt our own story with questions. All right. So did you guys listen to hear the story sample that I gave in that?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So when so what I'd like you to do now is I want you to give to tell a story. Okay. But I want you to make me a part of your story. So for example, like when you know, when we're telling when I'm telling a story, is like, you know, I felt stuck. I felt like I knew I could do more, and yet I just wasn't allowed to. Have you ever felt stuck? Have you ever known that you knew, I mean, really knew that you could do more, and yet for some reason the environment you're in just doesn't allow you to show your real potential? Have you ever felt that way? Well, that was me, and da 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 da. So by connecting that element of your story with the audience, we're bringing the audience into the same journey as you went through. All right. So that's what I'd like you to do right now. I want you to come up with your story. Okay. And I want you to use all 4 postures. All right. And try to make the story about less, 5 minutes or less. So that we can, and so we're going to use all 4 postures, and we are going to involve the audience by asking questions and getting them to feel part of the story. Okay? Are you ready?
Yeah. Ready.
I can go first, but what I'll do is I'll just make up a story, and it's about
But you can use an existing story, right?
Yeah.
That you have. If it's an existing story, it's easier because you've already told it and you know the points that are supposed to connect to the audience.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, ready?
Yep. So this is just to give you a little bit of a context. This is about my journey, my working journey. Yeah. So it is something because most of the times I do leadership programs, and I'll talk to them a little bit different parts of that. Yeah. All right. So I was in Maybank. Maybank is the largest bank in Malaysia, and I was in the bank for about 28 years. And in this capacity, in these 28 years, right, I've done many things from the operations, IT, project management, process improvement, right up to HR. And finally, I ended up being a coach. And what I realized, right, when I became a coach is I'm always challenging people and trying to push them to the edge, getting them to take a leap of faith. And I'm always asking them to trust the process. Don't worry, just take a leap of faith, trust the process. And then I realized one day as I was thinking about the questions I asked the coaches, right? Am I trusting the process? Am I taking a leap of faith? That's the same question that I was asking myself. Don't you feel that sometimes? At times when you ask people some things and then you start thinking about it yourself. So that's exactly how I felt. Then I decided that I'm going to also take a leap of faith. So one day, after 28 years in the bank, I decided, that's it. I think I'm going to take a leap of faith and do something totally different. I left the bank, without anything, without no net, nothing to fall on. And I said, I'm going to leave. And immediately I left and I was thinking, what am I going to do? And at that point of time, somehow or other, somebody contacted me all the way from Australia saying that, there is this position, it's a global position, and they really needed someone with coaching experience to come into the company and introduce a coaching culture. And here I am in Sibelco doing all these things that I really love to do. That's it. How was it?
Yeah, that was good. That was good. Okay, so did he use all the postures?
I think so. I couldn't really remember. I was just going into the whole thing, I wasn't really focusing on what postures, but I just did whatever I could just think of. Yeah.
Okay. I saw the emperor, lover, child. Didn't really see the warrior, but anyway, that's okay. Now, did he ask questions? There was one.
I did, right?
Yeah. I only counted the one right in the middle, right? When you saying, have you ever also, needed to take a leap of faith? So that's the one that I caught. Okay.
Yeah, there was a question. Yeah.
Yeah. So, was it an engaging story?
For me, yes. Because I've gone through the same situation like what Moni's gone. So it's relating.
Right. So, okay, let's just kind of look at how we could take the same story. All right. So I've been working for 26 years in Maybank. Maybank is one of the, well, it is the largest bank in all of Malaysia. And I'd gone through different positions until finally I got into the coaching position. And I'm always telling these people, I'm always connecting with the people that I am coaching, the new hires, to come in and getting them on board and nurturing them so that they really kind of, feel like they're part of the organization. And one of the key things that I was really trying to infuse on them was to take the leap of faith, to really just kind of let the process be the process and just kind of ride with it so that they could be more successful. And one day, I asked a question. Have you ever been in a situation where you just kind of like, you're questioning to it whether you have been following your own advice? And so I asked that question, am I following this leap of faith? Am I following the process? Am I just kind of going with it, or am I just kind of stuck? Have you ever been in a situation where, you just kind of get complacent because things are just going and they just going and you find yourself being kind of mediocre? And that's what I felt. I felt like there was more. I felt that I could be more, and I knew I could be more. And so I took that leap of faith. Have you ever been in that situation where you're just kind of really excited and you're just, something new is going to happen and you just go and you just do it? Well, that's what I did. I just did it. I jumped into it and I was excited. In fact, immediately after that, there was a call from Australia for a program or an organization that required me to be a coach in this new organization. I mean, think about it. Do you find sometimes that when you drop one thing, when you finally just take that leap, that somehow something better comes along? And so just go with it. Take your leaps of faith.
Yeah, nice one.
It was your story, dude.
Just go. Take that leap of faith. Yeah.
Okay, but see, you kind of incorporate all the different postures. Does it sound more engaging?
Yep.
Okay, and so that's what we want to do, is we want to kind of get people involved and suck them into your screen so that like they're, oh my gosh, what is this guy's gonna say next? And it doesn't matter whether it's what it's about. It's got to be the more personal the story, the better. And of course, ideally related to whatever it is that you're talking about. Okay, Prabha, you ready?
Okay, I'm ready. I'm just going to share about my real life story. Okay, taking care of a special child. Special child. My son is a special child. So
how old is your son?
29 years old.
29.
So he cannot walk. So this is the thing that I've gone through in my life that I used to share. So I got married when I was 20, and my wife also was 20. So we got a son, and then when he was 3 years old, he fell off from his cradle, and then we found that he cannot walk, and his body posture is a bit different than other child, and then his growth is affected. And one unfortunate day, my son fell off, and then he cannot walk and he cannot breathe because of some negligence by my auntie, not taking care of him, his safety. And then he was struggling for 1.5 years in the ICU, in a coma position for almost 2 months. And then suddenly he opens his eyes, and he start to recognize me, my wife, and all that. And we were spending our time in ICU for almost 1.5 years. before he was allowed to come back and stay at home. So during that period of time, I actually we did not fully get our family's support. But however, my friends, the people that I know, they really come and help us, be with us, support, give us some motivation how to take care of this type of child. And at that particular time, when I meet one professor, he said my son have a very, very rare disease in Malaysia. It's called mucopolysaccharide, MPS. And yeah, we when we was only 23 years old, we have to make a very, very critical decision where the doctor says that if my son leaves, he will be totally bedridden. And at that moment, just imagine that young age, we have to make a decision whether we want to retain him or we don't want him. Let him go by natural. So we make a decision. We prayed to God. We say that if you want to give me, you give me. I will take care of him as far as good as I can take care of him. But if you think that we are unable to do that, just take him away now itself. So that was the moment where some miracle happened in my life, where after we came back from the temple, my son start to talk. My son start to talk. So that was the happiest moment. And we have gone through the whole life with our social feedback where they said, why are you bringing your son outside? He's look like alien, you know. No, this is what we have gone through in our life. Why I'm telling you this in our class is because safety is related to injuries. And if you have any injuries, which is permanent, you cannot walk, you have to rely on other people, and you have to face a lot of social feedback, which can affect our motivation level. So that's what I went through my son, that I want to share with you so that you can apply and you can be safe at all times, so that you won't go through the same experience that I've gone through. Or we can see other people. We can see other people outside there. When you go to supermarket, you go to public places, when we see someone who is different, we feel like, yeah, he is different. So how the feeling of that particular person, so that's the feeling, and that's the reason I'm sharing my stories with you, so that you will apply safety and be safe at all times. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Some feedback for Prabha.
I think, Prabha, that was a very engaging story. I listened to every single word that you said. And yeah, so when I was following the story, it was, I could feel the pain that you would have gone through at that very young age, you and your wife, having to go through that. And also the the stigma and whatever the society is saying and all that, right? So yeah, so um, so there was a lot of lover, in the beginning. So I noticed that posture and your voice, and then I also saw you showing a bit of the emperor. So when your voice became a little bit louder, and you said that that's why it's important for us to emphasize on safety, So I noticed that, and then warrior. There was also a little bit of warrior. I also noticed a little bit of warrior from changing from the particular lover to a warrior. Didn't see so much of the child. Um, Yeah, but that's the three energy that I saw. But it's a very inspiring story. You kept me glued to you the whole time.
Can share, no problem.
Johannes.
Thank you, Manish.
Most welcome.
Johannes, any feedback?
Yes, from the story, I can see the feeling when he tell the story, like the lovers when he tell. Okay, for me, I can feel that like the safety is very important things. So from the totally I see it's okay. The warrior I can see when he said the safety things, the warriors appears. I can feel it that he want people care that safety is very important. So I get it, all the poster.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I totally agree with Muniz. I mean, the story itself is engaging. And now, what if we could just kind of add a little bit more to it? All right. So what if we could, again, connect more so with the audience? So, for example, how many of you have children? So just starting something, you know, with that in the organization. So do you remember when your baby was first born? Do you remember how exciting you felt and you could see all of the potential and the magic and it was just like you could, you know, you were just so proud and you had this kind of love oozing from your body. Do you remember that? When I was 20, my wife and I, who's also 20, got married. We had a baby. And he was in the crib doing all the baby things that they would normally do. But one day, he fell out of the crib. And we noticed something different immediately after that. It wasn't too long, and we weren't really sure what was going on, but it turns out that after a little while longer, the auntie who was supposed to be taking care of him, out of negligence, also helped. He fell out of the crib. This was the beginning of a journey that would be the most difficult for my wife and I. The most difficult journey of our life. Or something like that. So you can kind of start it from there and then just kind of move forward. Can you see where you're getting the audience involved? You're getting them excited. So then you've got this and then you've got the contrast, right? You build them up. Okay, excited, you're excited, you build it up, you know, you've got that thing, remember? So like you've got in the movies, right? Okay, what do? They kind of, you know, show you that like, oh, here's, you know, the protagonist is really good and they're, you know, and they've got these things and everything, and then something, bam, happens to them, right? Or, yeah, you've got the villain sometimes becomes the villain sometimes is actually like a good guy, but then they end up going bad, like in, you know, most of the Marvel movies. You ever see that? Okay, and so, you know, when you kind of have this thing where, you know, you've got that contrast, you're building up like something positive, and then it turns out to be, you know, something that you know, people's get emotionally involved with. So when you're taking people on an emotional roller coaster, you're bringing them up and bringing them down, then bringing them up and then bringing them down. That really connects and gets people to go, oh my gosh, you know, that was amazing. I mean, the story itself was engaging. I mean, like Muniz said, I mean, the story itself was very engaging. But if you could just kind of take the audience, you could really impact or create a much bigger impact.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Johannes.
Okay. Okay. Usually, I when I make like a training, I do like this first. Sebelum saya mulai, seminar ini atau training ini, saya ingin bertanya kepada Bapak Ibu semua, apa motivasi Anda belajar hipnotis? Oke, apa motivasi Anda yang Anda ingin
Is that a
dapatkan?
story? Sorry, is that a story? It sounds like it's more of a just a statement.
This is a question first.
Okay.
I use English. Okay, before I start the workshop, so I want to ask first, what's your motivation? You come to here. What do you want to get before you? What do you want to get from this workshop? Okay, before that, I will start to tell you a story first. Story about why I learned hypnosis. Okay, the first, before I learn hypnosis, I am a shy people. I cannot talk in front. When I talk, I was shaking all the body. So in the training, after I learn hypnosis, I learned a lot of things that how I can control. How I can control myself, my brain when I'm talking will be make me more calm. How the way. So in here I will teach you all the way, the tips that will make you how to control yourself. And actually I will teach you, I will change your mind that what your opinion about hypnosis. That is negative things or positive things. So just like that. Usually it's not like that because this is. I a little confused because suddenly things.
All right. Okay. I didn't really get a story, but okay. Brahma, feedback.
I don't know because hypnotize like the things that I teach that is hard to using. It's hard to using a storytelling. Maybe like a video storytelling is okay. Like when I teach, I usually like example I teach one techniques. Okay, so I will using some storytelling, but a simple storytelling that what the function of these techniques. Example, if I teach A techniques, okay, I will tell my audience that these techniques will help many people already. Example, the people is a stress people. Using these techniques, these stress people can the problem can be solved. So storytelling is I using like the when I teach one technique, so I will using like a little bit storytelling also.
Okay.
So what I see is more on level, the donation and all that. So more on level, and I did not see any other things. Emperor, not sure, but I see more on level. Okay.
Muniz, how about you?
Same. I think I agree with Prabha. I think it's more lower. I think maybe just to give you a bit of an idea, Johannes, maybe what you can do is, because when you're talking about using hypnosis, right, the end goal is basically about helping people to get somewhere, right? Maybe to get some clarity, I don't know, maybe they want to quit smoking or they want to lose weight or whatever, right? Is to get them into that space. So maybe what you can talk about is you can talk about your own personal experience, you know, what made you get into hypnosis, right? Maybe you were mentioning about having that confidence, right? Speaking in front of people, that, you know, public speaking is an issue for you. So you can talk about how did it feel for you, you know, when you were doing public speaking before you went into hypnosis. You know, it made you feel very small and you feel like people were judging you, people were all looking at you and saying all sorts of things. And, you know, it kind of made you very small and very uncomfortable. And you really wanted to get out of that. And, you know, you want to have want to impact people in a different way. So that is something that you may want to think about, like using your own story. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, because I thought your story was very good, because it's also something like what I had previously. I had a fear of public speaking and all that, and I really wanted to overcome that, and that's why I went into coaching, and I was coached on that, and then I became a trainer myself, just to overcome that, and every time I go in front, I get charged, you know. So you can see that as your own story, to be honest.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think that's perfect perfect advice. Okay, all right. So that's all I got for you guys today. How about any questions?
I have one question, Arthur.
Yes, Muniz.
How do we get people into breakout groups? I still haven't, because I haven't seen the last videos. I don't know whether it's described in those videos. Like, for example, if you're using Zoom, how do you get them into different breakout?
Well, it's great that you actually mentioned that, because the homework is to watch the next sessions on facilitating online exercises, and on video number 2, it actually shows you the specific online thing to do to get people to do the breakout room. It actually shows you the screen, the recorded screen. Unfortunately, see, I can't share my screen and do it, because the moment that I share my screen, Zoom disappears. So what I did is I recorded it. I recorded the breakout session section. So if you guys look at facilitating breakouts and conversations, in the next, have you seen the next videos? So there are 7 videos. 7 videos. Okay, don't worry, they're not that long. Okay, so 7 videos, sometimes between today and tomorrow. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. Are we good?
Tomorrow 10 a.m. I'm unable.
Tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Yes, can.
Are you guys good at 3 p.m.?
Yeah, I think should be all right. Just give me a minute. Let me just quickly have a check.
Okay, for me, okay.
Okay, so anyway, that's the homework is facilitating online exercises, all 7 videos.
Okay.